For 20 years now, the Scorpio has been the poster boy for robust, rugged and almost bulletproof motoring in semi-urban India. But with this all-new third generation car, Mahindra is actually calling it the Scorpio N. It's not just a new name, it's also an all-new car, including the all-new insides, which look a lot more plush, a lot more luxurious and with a lot more tech. So does this Scorpion have a much more potent sting in its tail too? We're going to find out in the tech check. You're greeted by two screens. First is the 6.5-inch MID in between the two analog gauges. The main infotainment screen is an 8-inch unit. The touch responses are fine, there is no input lag as such, but it leaves you wanting for a bit of resolution and a bit of color pop. It just doesn't look as crisp as it should be. In terms of connectivity, you do get Android Auto and Apple CarPlay support, although at the time of reviewing the car, Apple CarPlay is a bit of work in progress. It will come eventually. Although when it does come, it's going to be completely wireless as well, like Android Auto Wireless. So that's a great convenience. In the meantime, you do get wired connectivity, which is a mixed bag. So you get a couple of USB-A ports for the front row passengers, a single USB-C for the second row, and almost like an afterthought, just a lone 12-volt socket for the third row. Some of its competition really does a better job in terms of connectivity for all three rows. You do get a wireless charging pad which will accommodate all but the largest of phones. My iPhone 13 Pro Max just wouldn't fit between the guide rails with its case on. No biggie, just saying. Now, like every self-respecting car brand in 2022, the Scorpio N also gets a whole host of connected car features. In fact, Mahindra claims there are more than 70 features available to you on your smartphone that you can use. Some of the more interesting ones are engine remote start-stop. Even in-cabin temperature can be controlled from your phone. So all that's very interesting, and it's all run on Adrenox, which is Mahindra's own operating system. The entire UI and UX feels very slick and feels very up-to-date. Although, like I said, the resolution overall on the system, on the screen itself, leaves you a bit wanting. One of my favorite features on any car is the reversing camera, because anybody who's driven in metros knows how difficult it is to actually maneuver your car into a parking spot. Now the Scorpio N, being a large car, also gets another front-facing camera, which is great, and they can both be activated when you engage the reverse gear or with a handy toggle on the center console right here. But when you activate the cameras, you realize that the resolution is very poor. In fact, it needs a lot more pixels. Also, there's a lot of fisheye distortion, and most surprisingly, it lags. The absolute highlight of the Scorpio N for me personally, just like on the XUV700, is the Sony 12-speaker 3D immersive audio system. It sounds absolutely banging. The soundstage is huge. You have different options you can actually choose from, so you can make the soundstage more focused, so to make it sound like a live concert, so all the sound comes from the front of the car. Or you can have a more immersed party sort of atmosphere where even the height speakers are activated. And overall, it's an experience that is bettered only by the S-Class, which is exponentially more expensive than the Scorpio N. So Mahindra, job well done. The biggest jump that the Scorpio N sees over the earlier generation car is in the quality of materials and finishes. Things like the soft touch dashboard insert, the superbly supportive seats that keep you comfortable for hours, and even the knurled aluminium feel for the climate control and media. It's a cabin that you could easily kill a few traffic jams in without a whimper. But some plastics and panel gaps do crop their ugly head, and a big miss, no ventilated seats even in the top-end variant. Though the 8-inch screen real estate might seem a size small, it makes up with its skill set. Although, there are a lot of ways you can swipe to access different features. Apps like India Today, Just Dial, AccuWeather and a few more are aimed to make the environment more interactive and keep you informed, while Alexa is all-pervasive and works brilliantly. Just like on the XUV700, the Scorpio N also gets Amazon Alexa integration, but it's not just Alexa integration, it gets What 3 words via voice as well, which means it maps the entire world into quadrants of 3-meter squares, and you can get to any destination you want just by using 3 unique words. That's pretty impressive. But what's even more impressive is how quickly Alexa reacts to your commands. Let's take a look. Alexa, open sunroof.
Okay.
And just like that, within a matter of a couple of seconds, it actually reacts to the command and gets the job done. It does a lot more as well. Of course, it's just like Alexa at home, and you can even integrate your smart home devices. So for example, if you're getting home, you're stuck in traffic, but you want your living room to be nice and chill by the time you get home, and if your AC in your living room has Alexa integration, you can just ask your Scorpio N to switch on the air conditioning at home to enter a pre-chill living room. How cool is that? Overall, the Scorpio N is off to a fantastic start even before it goes into full-fledged production. Most of its tech really does work, and the bits that need improvement, well, we can only hope that by the time deliveries start in the festive season, Mahindra has them all ironed out.